With only their pride to play for in the final test of the Wanderers, India went about doing just that very well indeed. Having won the toss on what everyone expected to be a hard, bouncy wicket, Sachin Tendulkar chose to bat first. He found himself walking to the wicket to join Rahul Dravid with his side in trouble at 46 for 2. But having ascertained that there was little devilment in what had already shown to be a fairly placid pitch, his own contribution of 35 came to an end through a loose shot off the bowling of his counterpart Cronje and left his side precariously placed at 100 for 3. This left two young up-and-coming stars, Dravid and Ganguly, who had been improving slowly during the tour, to rescue the situation for their country. This they did with an accomplished unbroken partnership of 133. Ganguly displayed his already evident ability to time the ball sweetly with some beautifully played cover drives and equally well-timed and effortless pull shots, whilst Dravid showed that patience and determination was the name of the game. These two remained at the crease for the remainder of the day to take the score to 233 for 3, with Dravid not out 81 and Ganguly, the fastest scorer of the two, on 68. Ganguly only added 4 to his overnight score before falling to Klusener, and although supported to a degree by Azharuddin 18 and Kumble 20, and ably also by Srinath 41, the rest of the day belonged emphatically to Rahul Dravid. Completing his first Test century, having missed out by 5 runs on debut at Lord's against England, this young prospect drove and pulled with assurance of a seasoned cricketer. His judgment was faultless, and it was a disappointment to all those watching that he was out too short of another milestone of 148. The innings was then quickly wrapped up by Donald and closed at 410 for 9 due to an injury to VVS Laxman. South Africa started badly when Hudson was brilliantly caught by Azharuddin off the bowling of Kumble. When Backer padded up to Srinath and Kirsten once again fell to Venkatesh Prasad, the home side were not well placed, 73 for 3. But a rescue act by Cullinan, a 33, and Cronje, 43, saw the score through to 139. During this time, Cronje was spoiled by a series of short-pitch deliveries that severely tested him. Both players were out within 10 runs of each other, and once again the reliable Brian McMillan was asked to steady the ship. He found a useful accomplice in Shaun Pollock, who played an attractive innings of 79, which was not only his highest Test score, but passed that of his famous father, Peter, who is now currently convener of the National Selection Committee. Pollock's delight at passing his father's score was evident for all to see. These two batsmen added 112 for the 6th wicket, banishing any thoughts of a follow-on and taking South Africa to a respectable 321. India, now growing in confidence and dominating for the first time in the series, began their second innings well, with an opening partnership of 90 between Rathore and Mongia. Both players, however, fell to Donald's second spell, and when Tendulkar became a victim of Cronje for the second time in the match, the game evened out a little, with India on 124 for 3. Once again, the young Turks, Dravid and Ganguly, took control, adding 108 for the 4th wicket, and steered India out of danger and into a commanding position. Dravid played particularly fluently for his 81 before succumbing to Adams. The tail failed, but it didn't matter as Tendulkar called the innings closed at 266 for 8 and a lead of 355 with a day still to play. On the 5th day, wickets tumbled and only rain and a brilliant 122 not out from Daryl Cullinan saved South Africa. Kirsten, Hudson, Cronje and McMillan all failed to reach double figures, but they could not budge Cullinan.
There might be trouble here. Hansie Cronje is run out by a mile. Is there bat pad? Yes, says umpire Willie, and Brian McMillan is out, caught bat pad by Dlamini. Anxiety in the South African dressing room as clouds do clear and the ground is cleaned up sufficiently for play to resume, and almost immediately Shaun Pollock is bowled by Srinath. It's up and over the head of the backward square leg. He wasn't on the boundary, and it's 6, and that'll bring up Cullinan's 50.
Single-handedly, Cullinan held India at bay, although support from Lance Klusener was required in the latter stages. His innings occupied over 4 hours, and with more than 2 hours lost to rain, the game ended in a draw, but a moral victory to India. There are those, however, who will remember this century for years to come, for although a defensive one, it contained strokes of the highest quality.
And that's his 100. It was a bad ball from Tendulkar, and Daryl Cullinan can celebrate his 3rd Test 100, his first on home soil. Well, again, umpires conferring about the light. They've done so on several occasions, and this time they do offer it to the batsman, and they readily, of course, take it. And so I would think the Test match has been drawn. What an effort.